Hi, it's Robert Mattson from INTRIGUE Communications Coaching. The other day I was at an event and I was talking to someone, and she told me that one of the people she worked with didn't think stories were that effective and didn't see a real reason to use them in the selling process. And I said I'd put together a short video to explain why they are effective and important. Because there are three reasons. One, they're more interesting. People want to listen to stories and it helps them to remember things. Gets on to two, they're more memorable. And three, they're more persuasive because they activate the emotions in people's thinking. So let me show you how you can apply stories to a 60-minute meeting. Now, everyone here knows how expensive it is to get 60 minutes of people's time. So let's take a look at it. So let's take a look at the elements of a 60-minute meeting. Well, the first thing you have are the people in the meeting. Then you've got the time they're going to spend in the meeting. And you've got the value that they find in the meeting. So you basically have three axes of influence that you have within that meeting. So let's pick some values. So let's say you have 5 people in the meeting. Makes sense. A lot of meetings tend to be 5 people from one side. You've got that 1 hour that we've already talked about. And let's say they find one thing of phenomenal value. Now, that's not bad. One thing that sets you apart that they're really excited about. If you get that, usually that's a win. But how can you make that more impactful? Because what you've created here is what I like to think of as your influence volume or your influence cube. That's the amount of influence you've created in that hour of meeting. So what if you added stories to it? Now, stories are 14 times, some people will say up to 22 times, more memorable than facts alone. So let's say that because you're telling a story and they find things more interesting and more emotionally impactful, because stories are more emotionally impactful, let's say you go up to 3 things of value, because now it's resonating with them more deeply. Now, because stories are so much more memorable, instead of that 1 hour, they can remember for a much longer period of time. So let's say they can remember them for up to a week. And in that week, those 5 people can talk to other people. Say they talk to 3 people apiece. That gets you up to 20 folks. So when you think about it, you're actually increasing your influence cube on all 3 levels. Because it's not the value. It's the value that people perceive. It's not the time. It's the time they remember your story. And it's not just the people. It's the people you can reach. So that's a quick look at why stories are important. I hope that might help some people out there that think, I don't want to tell stories in a meeting, I want to stick to the facts. Well, when you think about it, everyone reacts to stories. A lot of times people say, well, I'm not going to tell a story to a CEO. And I asked them, I said, don't you think that CEO had a hard time getting a prom date or got yelled at for not cleaning their room? We're all people, and stories work every time. Thanks a lot.